Okay, let's see if we can get this video started. Because I don't know if the actual man down there or not, but must be. Oh, let me put some noise on. Here it is, Monday again. What's going on with my ear? It keeps clogging up. Yes. Anyway, if you guys come across, okay, let me explain it. Okay, the topic I want to talk about is how there's profiles like on Facebook and Instagram and all that are fake. And they're claiming, and they're using this to make money. They're posting deaths of celebrities that are not really dead, which, in my opinion, the social media needs to step up and check into all these. I know it's a lot, but they've got people that work that do that because they will, on Facebook, if you show nudity, which I don't blame them on that one, they will stop your page. They have the right to delete your page without your consent if you go against their guidelines, which, why would you want to show yourself with, no clothes on? That's crazy. So that's what I want to know. Why would you do that? But hang on, got a burp. So the way I feel is that if you post stuff like that, I don't care about the language. Words are just words. What I care about is if you go on your Facebook and you treat it like OnlyFans or the other one where you could go a little explicit, why do that? But back to the main topic, which was these profiles that are posting wrongful information about celebrities that are still alive and they're claiming they're dead. So here's my solution. Before you say anything on your favorite one where they showing that, that they had passed, check it into it first. Because 9 times out of 10, if you don't hear it on the news or, a reputable profile on the social media doesn't show you proof that this person's passed away, check it out. Usually Wikipedia will update when a celebrity dies. Happens every time. But it might take them a minute or two. But normally right away, once it's out there and one actually passes, then they'll change it from just, the birth date. They'll also put the death date on there. And that's how I find out whether they're dead or not. Like I said, when I see it on Facebook or something, I just take a grain of salt, check Wikipedia out, and I go from there. The same with people that are saying certain, like the Elvis thing. They keep insisting that this one man, Bob Joyce, is Elvis, and no, he's not. Elvis died August 16th, 1977. People thinking he died in 78. No, he died in 77. I remember I was a teenager when that happened. So beware of those sites that do that either way. You know, like I said, if you want to find out, research it first. Because there's a lot of what they call bot profiles out there doing this stuff. And it's people that are behind it are making money off of it every time they do. And that's why they do it. So hopefully social media like Facebook and Instagram and, all those will step up and have their people check into every little thing before they, actually allow the post. And the Pope thing is still going on, of course. And now there's people on threads that say, well, he should step down and he shouldn't be dealing in politics. What I say to them is that because he's the leader of the Catholic Church and Vatican City is actually a country within Italy, he has every right to, talk to world leaders. He's one of them. Forget the fact that he's Catholic, okay? He's doing for his little country that he is leading and hoping that the world goes to peace. And I hate to tell you guys that follow Trump, and I'm not, I'm not bashing you, okay? What I'm trying to say is that Trump isn't exactly a choir boy. And I've already put my stance on that. I support the office of president. I don't support the person in it. Because we all know he's done some really sketchy things in his past. He was friends with people that he shouldn't have been friends with. And I still think he did the same thing that particular friend did, okay? That's just my opinion. I mean, y'all might have your own opinion, and that's fine, But I am not falling for it. I'm not that stupid. No, look, if it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, it's a duck. Okay, that's putting it out there, I would hope he didn't do it. That's my hope. He didn't. If he didn't do it, that's good. But he shouldn't have been friends with that man. He should have tried to stop it if he didn't do it. And I know pretty well he did. He's perverted like that. I mean, was a cheater always a cheater too? I mean, that man is on his third wife. Only because he cheated on his first wife and his second wife. So, that's just my way of thinking. If you see me cut off the video, it's because he's coming back upstairs. My spouse doesn't like to have his picture taken. So, and it's a rainy day today, so my legs and stuff are hurting, but if I go to dark, I go to dark. Because my husband's looking for one thing and one thing only. His debit card from Direct Express, but that won't be here until like the 1st. Hopefully before the 1st. So he don't panic, because he panics. He gets panic. I mean, I get panic attacks. He does too. Anyway, back on the subject. Like I said, this thing with the Pope needs to stop. he does have the right to put himself into politics, and he is, still an American. He was born in Chicago. Excuse me. So he has every right to, speak upon the politics thing because he's a pope. He's not pushing the Catholic religion on anybody. He doesn't expect people to change over to Catholic religion because, that's not something you should do. You should let people have their own freedom of whether to have religion or not. See, it's individual's choice. Sorry, I lost a tooth the other day, so I'm a little harder to understand, I guess. Anyway, it's just my feeling. Leave the Pope alone. Trump needs to back off that Pope. He's trying to tell him he did something wrong, and he did do something wrong. He did. I mean, I know that, everybody's against Muslims now all of a sudden, but you can understand that's over, I don't know how old it is, over 1,000-year-old. Catholic and Christian, that religion has lasted for 2,000 years, both of them. They came out of the same, which it's hard to explain, and I'm not a theologian, and I'm not really, smart when it comes to religion either. I believe in God, yeah, I believe in Jesus, yeah, but, I also know that the Bible wasn't written by God or Jesus. It was written by men, mainly monks, that not only were inspired, they also put what they thought they should put in it. Take that part, because, you notice that the Bible leans towards just men and what they want. And there's a lot of things in there that do that. But I'm not knocking the Bible, don't get me wrong, because it was inspired. But, get the facts straight. It was written by men who happen to be monks, who happen to have been inspired. And all this little thing about, God is against us and stuff, God didn't put all that other stuff in there. He makes us the way we're supposed to be. And that's my belief. So that's my stance on that. Whether you're gay, lesbian, non-binary, transgender, transsexual, trans whatever, whoever you are, inside is who you are. You're just in a vessel. That's what a body is, a vessel. Keeps the spirit, where it can walk around, I guess. But let's stop hating on everybody else's religions. Come on. It's 21st century. It's time for peace, not hate. Anyway, I'm going to end this video. Thanks for watching. It's probably going to be titled about the fake profiles and stuff on social media because of mainly what I was trying to talk about. But I got sidetracked, of course. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good day. And I hope it's sunshiny and pretty with flowers where you're at. Because here it's raining and it's very dry, see? Anyway, I hope you saw. Anyway, bye. See you in the next one.